Hi everyone, it's Sam here from samsentiments.co.uk. This week's video is continuing with the Easter theme that we started last week with the cute Easter chick using the Curvy Keepsake die. Can't get my words out today. So I thought this week would make him a friend. So we've got a little bunny and he's got a fluffy bobtail. So I'm going to show you how to make him. I've got everything already cut out this week because I showed you how to cut it out last week. So if you need to see how to use the die or the big shot, just pop on over to the video that I did last week and that'll show you everything that you need to know. So let's begin. I've already cut out then, like I said, the two pieces we need from the Curvy Keepsake die. Put one aside and we need to make the bunny's face on the side that's got the handle on. So for the bunny's cheeks and eyes, I've used the Owl Builder punch, which is the same punch that I used last week. I'm using the large circles for his cheeks and the medium-sized circles for his eyes. So I've got his cheeks here, cut that out in the Whisper White. To give them a bit of dimension, I'm going to sponge around the edge in pink Pirouette ink. It's a bit fiddly, but it just adds to the look and makes them look a bit fatter on his face. There we go. I'm just going to use the liquid glue to stick them on. Let's see if I can get it working. There we go. Use my tweezers and just pop them sort of in the middle, wherever you think. Close together, almost touching, like that. Now for his nose, you can see I've used a tiny little upside down heart out of the pink Pirouette. Now to get that heart, I've used the heart confetti punch. This is a new punch that's in the spring summer catalogue. If you haven't got this punch, you could always use the heart from the Owl Builder punch. It's slightly bigger, but it just adds to the effect. So I've cut out just a strip of pink Pirouette using this punch, and I've taken one of the larger hearts from the confetti, and it's tiny and very fiddly. So you put a tiny bit of glue on and then you pop the heart on upside down and overlap the top of the cheeks. Oh, try not to get it stuck to your fingers. There we go. And then his eyes are cut out of basic black cardstock, and again a tiny spot of glue. For the next step, you're going to need your white gel pen again. Just warm it up on the end of your finger and pop the reflective accents on his eyes. Now if you remember, if you saw my video last week, I did this before I stuck the eyes down and ended up with a cross-eyed chick. So it's best to do this step after you've stuck them down so you can get them in the right place. So for his whiskers and his mouth, I've just used a fine line black marker. Just make sure it works because I think it's about run out. And just pop some dots. And then whiskers, and then his mouth. I'm sure some of you more artistic people out there can do a much better job of that than I can. So that's it, that's his face done. You could always add, well, I don't know what else you could add, but I'm sure you could probably add more expression if you wanted to. So now we need to put the box together. So we'll use the liquid glue again because it gives us lots of wiggle room rather than using the tape, and pop the two pieces together, lining them up square. There we go. And you need to get your bone fold. I should have done this before I stuck them together really, and just curve them all slightly. Be careful when you're curving this piece because you don't want to pull his face off. Some of the bits are still going to be wet. Fold the handles on the score line and pop them together. So that's him done with his face, and now we need to do his ears. For his ears I've used the oval punch again, which is the same punch that we used for the wings on the Easter chick, and for the pink inside his ears I've used the word window punch and pink Pirouette cardstock. This is the word window punch. Now for the word window punch pieces, line them up together and just trim them slightly like that, just to give them a bit of a point, just so that they thin out slightly. And then you need to stick those pieces onto the white oval pieces that you have. There we go. And just cut that off, and just you can cut just a slight piece of the oval off as well. There you go. So there's his two ears. It's all sticking to me. I think I've used a little bit too much glue. Never mind. So to stick the ears on, we need to make two little folds at the bottom, probably about 1/4 inch. Just fold that on. And then what I've done with this one is I've folded his ear up just to give him a little bit of character. So just fold it at an angle like that. Now to stick them on, I'm using the mini glue dots. Excuse me. I'm using 2 glue dots for each to make it more secure. That's assuming I can get them stuck on. I'm sticking them at the front here. If you undo him, you can press that down nicely. Fasten him back up. You need to fasten him back up so that you get the placement right. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice today. Pop the glue dots on. And the same again on the other side. I might be able to get away with this without opening him up. And then to make sure that that fold stays down, just pop a glue dot under there as well. Or 2. That's my phone you can hear in the background. Forgot to turn it off. So there you go. There's the bunny, complete with his ears. Now you could just leave him at that, but what I've done with the one that I made earlier is I've given him a little fluffy tail. And to make that, you need fork and some Whisper White Baker's Twine, and you get your length of Baker's Twine and cut a small piece off, probably about 4 inches long, and pop that aside. You're going to need that later. Pop your Baker's Twine in between, if you've got a 4-pronged fork, in between the 3rd and 4th prong, and bring it round and hold it, and then just wrap it round. And you need to wrap it round probably about 30-35 times. There we go, wrapped it around about 35 times there, and just chop that off, put that to one side. Now you need to get the piece that you cut off earlier, it's all a bit fiddly, pop that through the middle. Where's it gone? There we go, pop that through the middle, bring it up and tie it off. Just tie one knot for now, as tight as you possibly can. Hold both ends so it doesn't come off, and slide it off the fork, and then you can tie it really tight after that with a double knot. Then you need to get your scissors in the loops that have been made. It's just a typical pom-pom really, just on a smaller scale. Again on the other side, slide your scissors into the loops and cut them. And then you can fluff it all up. I think my knot's come undone on the back. There we go. And just fluff it up. You can make this more fluffy by winding your twine around your fork more times, but I think 30 to 35 times is enough, and then all you need to do is just trim it and shape it. Now to stick it on the bunny, what I've done is I've stuck it on a circle of card first before sticking it on, and I've used the same circles that we used for his cheeks from the Owl Builder Punch. And I've just put some of the liquid adhesive on there and stuck it on. That just helps when we're sticking it to the body of the rabbit. This could do with trimming up and shaping a bit better than it is, but for the sake of the video we'll just go with it. Now you can either use the Tombow, or I'm going to use glue dots for this one. And just stick it on, and there you go. So let's move some of this rubbish out the way. There we have a finished bunny to go with his little friend, the Easter chick, and you can fill it with little mini eggs or any sort of chocolate treats that you want for Easter. Okay, thanks for joining me. Please remember that if you want to have a go at making this yourself, you can buy all the supplies at my online store. If you visit www.samsentiments.co.uk, I'll see you there and I'll be happy to help. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.